here's a recipe I really hope you'll try. Pan-fried hake with a red wine sauce. Fish with a red wine sauce is quite unusual, but for me it works really well with brill, halibut, hake, which I'm going to use now. Monkfish too, it works really, really well. First thing we need to do is to get our sauce on. We're going to use balsamic vinegar. So I have my pan empty, there's nothing in it. Preheated, now it's going to be a little bit noisy. So we put this in. That's the first stage of this sauce. Next is the red wine. So I'm going to use just a regular, nice, drinkable red wine. Nothing too expensive. Turn that right up. Pinch of sugar, just some caster sugar in this. And then one of my favourite herbs that I love in this sauce is thyme. So this is some fresh thyme, which I'm going to pick over the saucepan. Just pick off those tiny little leaves there. So it's on full heat. We're letting this reduce. I'm taking away the stock. The stock actually is great if you're making stock or if you're roasting any kind of vegetables, so try not to waste it. There is flavour there. Into this, I'm going to add in a beef stock. So it's quite a rich, delicious, sweet, kind of sour sauce. It's going to work really well with the hake. So we make this stock in the restaurant. We roast off some beef bones with some vegetables, add in some water, red wine, garlic and herbs, and we literally cook this for up to 8 to 9 hours. You can make it at home and you can do this in a couple of hours. Or you can use a stock cube if you want to. But look how rich and thick this is. So I'm going to let that reduce, just whisk this here. And when we make our stock, we never put salt in. So that's why it's really important that you season it at the very end for this sauce. For our hake, we're going to pan fry it again, hot pan. Lots of lovely rapeseed oil. And hake is a delicious fish. I've kept the skin on, the scales are off, but there's no bones. Dried off a little bit of any moisture on top of the skin. I'm going to start this skin side down. You'll hear the sizzle. That's the key if you want crispy skin. So just reduce that ever so slightly. A little touch of salt on top of this. So I'm going to let that cook away there. Every so often, just whisk your sauce. Now with this, we're going to serve it with a smoked bacon mashed potato. And I love the combination. So what I've done is cooked some smoked bacon, and these are wee lardons. So the smokiness, red wine, hake, works really, really well together. So they're already cooked with a little bit of butter. Into this, we're going to add in some mashed potato. So get some rooster potatoes, peel them, steam them, put them through a potato ricer so there's no lumps. A little bit of butter, a little bit of milk, and then we're going to warm this up here. So I'm just going to pop this into the saucepan here. This will work really well with lots of different fish. Give it a good mix. Keep moving it over and back. Just while that's warming through, I'm going to focus on the fish. Just be very careful. Lovely. I love that caramelization at the sides. Lots of lovely butter. And a nice squeeze of lemon juice here. Now, I'm going to reduce that right down. Remember, the bones are removed, but the skin is on. And I love that crispy caramelized skin on the outside. Just to finish the mash, I'm going to get a little bit of basil, and we're going to cut this. So we have lots of interesting flavours, from the red wine to the balsamic, to the sauce, to the smoked bacon. So a good sprinkling of the basil goes in there. And mix this. Wow. I love the smell of the basil and the red wine sauce. It's delicious. So I'll just show you what I'm looking for here. That the mash is lovely and soft. And you can see your smoked bacon, which is already cooked. So we're very nearly ready to serve up. Taste the red wine, because if you think it's too sharp, add more sugar. So it's all to your own taste buds. And I'm just looking for this lovely consistency here. So delicious. It's not too sweet either, which is really important. So with the hake, I'm going to serve some asparagus. And I have two types here, a white and a green asparagus. Just the tips, a little bit of stock, a little bit of butter, a touch of salt, that's it. So let's have a little look at the fish. We want to make sure that it's not overcooked. We want to spoon on this, and this is what we call basting. Now that's a nice thick piece of fish. So I'm going to switch everything off. For the mashed potato, I'm going to put it into a piping bag, and it just makes it a little bit easier just for presentation. And then just scoop this, twist it, and then we're going to pipe this. We're just going to simply pipe. Get the fish, and you can see just that it's a nice thick piece of fish. It's just perfectly cooked, beautifully caramelized. So now our asparagus. You can use any kind of green vegetables. So you have the white and the green, or even roasted vegetables. It works really well. The red wine sauce, it's reduced beautifully. I don't want to cover the fish because I want the skin to stay nice and crispy. And we just drizzle this just around. And this sauce is great because it keeps really well and works with lots of fish. Just one more taste. So there you have it. My hake dish, just simply pan-fried with the smoked bacon mash, asparagus, and the red wine sauce.
Irish seafood. Easy to prepare and easy to cook. For everyday meals.